Good morning, dear judges, teachers, and friends. My name is Chantel Ann Ray Olavidas. I'm from M1/1. Today, I will be telling you a story called The Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Once upon a time, there lived a lovely princess with fair skin and blue eyes. She was so fair that she was named Snow White. Her mother sadly passed away when Snow White was a baby, and her father married again. This queen was very pretty, but also very cruel. This queen wanted to be the most beautiful lady in the kingdom, and she would often ask her magic mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And the mirror would say, "You are, your majesty." But one day, the mirror replied, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." The wicked queen was angry and jealous of Snow White. She ordered her huntsman to take Snow White to the forest and kill her. "I want you to bring her heart back," she ordered. But when the huntsman reached the forest with Snow White, he took pity on her and set her free. He killed a deer and took its heart to the wicked queen and told her that he had killed Snow White. Snow White wandered in the forest all night, crying. When it was daylight, she came to a tiny cottage and went inside. There was nobody there, but she found 7 plates on the table and 7 tiny beds in the bedroom. She cooked a wonderful meal and cleaned the house, and tired, finally slept on one of the tiny beds. At night, the 7 dwarfs who lived in the cottage came home and found Snow White sleeping. When she woke up and told them her story, the 7 dwarfs asked her to stay with them. When the dwarfs were away, Snow White would make delicious meals for them. The dwarfs loved her and cared for her. When the dwarfs were away in the morning, they instructed her to never open the door to strangers. Meanwhile, in the palace, the wicked queen asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "Snow White is the fairest of them all. She lives with the 7 dwarfs in the woods." The wicked stepmother was furious. She was actually a witch, knew how to make magic potions. She now made a poisonous potion and dipped into a shiny red apple, and disguised herself as an old woman and went into the woods with the apple. She reached the cottage door and knocked on the cottage door and said, "Pretty little child, let me in. Look what I have for you." Snow White said, "I am so sorry, old lady, I cannot let you in. The 7 dwarfs had told me not to talk to strangers." But Snow White saw the red, shiny apple and opened the door. The witch offered her the apple. When Snow White took a bite, poor Snow White fell into a deep sleep. And the witch went back to the palace and asked the mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" The mirror replied, "You are, your majesty." When the dwarfs came back and found Snow White lying on the floor, they were very upset. They cried all night. They built a glass coffin for Snow White. They kept the coffin in front of the cottage. One day, Prince Charming was going past by the cottage and found Snow White lying in the coffin. Prince Charming said to the dwarfs, my, she is so beautiful, I would like to kiss her." And he did. Immediately, Snow White opened her eyes. She was alive again. Prince Charming and the 7 dwarfs were very happy. Prince Charming married Snow White and lived happily ever after. The end. Thank you for listening.